tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
What up, y'all? We're back this season for MTV's Bloodline Challenge. Keep it up, Marissa. We gonna jam it out for a little second, right? Because I'm so excited. We got Miss Roxy Striar back in the house. Drea Renee will be back next week. But that's fine, because we got a new cast member here at AfterBuzz, Miss Paulina Aguilar.
Yeah.
What up, Paulina?
So happy, excited to be here. I love
Welcome
the show.
to the after show.
Thank you.
I keep wanting to say the challenge, battle
know,
of the
right?
sexes. I keep wanting to go, but it's bloodlines. It's just thirst, blood.
There will be blood.
And honey, there was a lot of stuff tonight.
Yeah,
man.
Okay, people are going crazy on Twitter right now, and I'm so obsessed with you guys at home because we have been getting tweets all month like, "Are you going to cover this? Are you going to cover this?" And it wasn't going to work with our schedules, but somehow we're
making it work for you guys.
Yeah.
I know it's on a Thursday versus the night of the actual show. We apologize for that, but we're here for you. We want to do this for you guys. We want to do this for ourselves because we just love. It's our guilty pleasure.
Oh, it's the best.
Oh, yeah.
And if I'm not doing a show with Roxy all year round, then I'm gonna be really upset.
Welcome to the team, Paulina.
Yes,
Thank you.
Paulina.
Thank
All right,
you.
let's get into it.
Turkey.
Gobble gobble. Thanksgiving. We're in Turkey now.
That's totally
All
why
right.
they did that too.
You know, good marketing. All right, so we find out that it's a bloodline, which confuses me that we see the whole cast already in there with their cousins and whatnot and family members, and none of them have an idea that it's.
Yeah, usually they can try to fake it. It's like, I didn't know it was exes. Haha. Oh my, I didn't know it was rivals. Like, you're with your damn cousin who's never been on MTV.
Yeah. Why are they here?
Like, obviously.
I'm excited to get some of them in to ask them, like, how certain things. Oh, which is actually interesting. Someone else is going to be on that show now that I think about it.
Wait, what just happened?
I'll tell you off camera. I realized who else is going to be. You know how we saw
another-
like
We saw
CT?
Zach.
People come back.
Yeah, there's someone that they didn't show on that I know wouldn't.
Ooh.
AfterBuzz TV exclusive, but I won't tell you unless I get approval from them because I don't want them to get fined. All right, but I'll tell you guys after the show.
We've already had so many of these people that are on the show that have come into studio before, so we got to start getting the tea from them. Because,
for sure.
But I don't want to know who wins.
No.
I hate that.
I don't know either.
And because someone ruined it for us last season.
Yeah, one of you guys tweeted
Don't
at
do
us.
it.
Don't tweet.
Don't do it. All right. My question is, I want to know, how did they make them pick? Like, did they say, Leroy, pick a girl? A girl cousin?
I'm sure there's
No.
got to be some kind of like ratio of guys and girls. So
Right.
they probably said like pick 3 family members that you would bring on, and then they kind of just filtered it back.
Talk to one of the people, one of our buddies who was on a previous challenge, and they were all submitting. They were all asked a bunch of people instead of just asking 14 this time and getting all their medical paper. And they asked like 25 of them, and they said, submit to us like who you would want. And they all had to submit multiple people from what I'm told. So it was like, this is my brother, this is my sister, this is my cousin. And then they all kind of got interviewed, and then MTV, Murray picked which ones worked together.
Kind of feel bad for Leroy.
He knew it though.
Damn.
He knew. He's like, I got to talk to her right away because they're just gonna be mad, and that's a tough.
Well,
Deja
right
vu,
there.
though. How many times have we sat right here and been like,
And
kind
said,
of feel
"Poor-"
bad for Leroy?
Yeah. But before we
know.
get into that, so it's going to be $350,000 in total at the end. And this is a weird situation because it's like,
What's up, TJ?
They didn't say how they were gonna break it down.
yeah.
Who gets first? How much? Second place? Third place?
Weird play. So at first, when we were looking at this, we were like, okay, is he not telling everybody because one of the people in the partnership gets more than the other? But then why wouldn't he just tell the levels? Why wouldn't he say first place gets this, second gets this, third gets this? Because we have to assume they would split it with each other.
Well, I guess if they split it with each other, that's their own choice to do that. I mean, whatever it is, whatever half they want, because maybe Shane might be, Tony might be like, well, hey, I brought you on the show, you only getting 25% of this, I'm getting the rest of the cut. But I feel like it'll be, for them to keep it back, it's like, how much is first place really going to get?
Well, I think that they're going to ditch Bloodlines. So that the reason that they're
halfway
keeping it
through it?
Oh yeah, we saw that in the
And
preview. I totally agree.
But that's why we're keeping it a secret, because it's not going to be 125,000 split between two people. It's going to be one person, first place, second place, and third place. That's it. I don't even think we're going to go in teams to the finals.
That's interesting.
I don't know.
Well, we'll think more about that in predictions. So the elimination is in the pit, which finally they named it something fucking else.
Yeah.
Crazy
Cool.
cheese.
You don't want to go to the pit.
The dome. So we're in the pit. So we're going to get in the pit. But before we do that, let's meet the cast members. So we have Anissa with her cousin, Rihanna.
Yeah.
They were kind of
Anissa's crazy.
quiet this episode, though.
What do you mean?
She's just nuts. She's just out there, like all over the place, and I think that's why she's on the show. She brings, she brings the show.
I was kind of confused because I thought that Anissa was a lesbian, but now is she bisexual, or did I just make that whole thing up?
No, definitely a lesbian. Remember, she hooked up with Rachel.
Yeah,
right.
but now she's hooking up with Mitch or somebody.
Corey.
To Corey. And Rihanna is hooking up with Mitch. Is it Rihanna or Rihanna?
No,
Rihanna.
Was it Rihanna or Brianna?
No,
Rihanna.
with an R.
With an R.
Rihanna.
All right, so
Rihanna-
please,
Rihanna-
and also deal with us, because also the other thing is these are all new people,
Yeah,
and
it's
I
hard.
don't like to research going into. I like to know of
No, we
who's
go
coming,
blind.
but I don't want to know the cousins or anything. I like to be surprised. I like to watch the show as a original viewer.
Yeah, I agree. So I don't know if she's necessarily crazy, and I definitely think she seemed less crazy compared to some of the other girls we were bringing in.
Well, she's
here
also
tonight.
this season. I feel less from it's just the first episode, but from this episode compared to other seasons, she's a little more tame.
Her cousin seemed really cool to me.
Yeah.
Like really down to earth.
Like I can
chill,
picture them smoking
smiley,
cigarettes,
calm.
like drinking beers back and like talking shit.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. And like Anissa just doing all of that while being in a split. You go, girl.
And then we got the bros, Banana and his cousin Vince. They totally seem like, yo, bro.
Yeah, it was like very, very Italian almost.
Yep.
I like bananas.
Like
I'm
they
a
might
fan.
make out just because they're like, you're my fucking cousin.
Yeah, I love you, man. I love you. You like bananas. You didn't like Vince, though?
I did. Well, I'm a fan of bananas just from watching him on the challenge. So I mean, if I like bananas, I'm gonna assume I'm gonna like Vince.
Right.
I felt like they were very different from one another. I love bananas. I always have. We have some issues sometimes, but
He can be a little cocky.
yeah, of course. But Vince, with this whole, we'll talk about what he did, but starting all that drama tonight, it kind of was funny, but it also was like, this is not Banana's game, so...
No, you never see bananas do anything like that.
Yes.
And if he argues, it's about the challenge.
Yep.
It's about the game. It's about strategy.
So that could
never
be-
about
Well, wait,
sleeping
who
with
was he?
somebody.
Yeah, never about sleeping with
No.
somebody. But who was he last season? Who was the big
It was
between
with Jordan.
Bananas?
No, it was 2 seasons ago with Jordan, and they were. And remember,
Bananas.
Jordan threw himself into the dome,
Oh, that's
and then
right.
Yes.
yes, it was so good.
That
And then
was
they
a
were
good
friends
one.
last season.
All right, so then we get Nani and her cousin Nicole.
They're both nuts. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. They're both crazy. You see Nani in other challenges chest out and what?
And
And,
her
then her cousin
cousin
just
is-
did the same thing.
But her cousin's
And
like
Kahana-
turned up.
Kahana- Yeah.
Okay, he agrees, but I'm like obsessed with Nani. I think she is so badass, and I get it. She's kind of emotional, but watching her take care of Nicole tonight, I feel like this is going to be her best season yet,
Yep, I
because
agree with
finally
that.
she has to be the grown up. Like, nobody's taking care of her. She
Right.
has to be the one to take care of somebody. And Nicole's a hot mess. And
And
by hot mess, I mean, oh my God, she might be beautiful, but I have a hard time looking at her face because what's going on with
And
those
those
contacts and the eyebrows and everything? It's like, what's real on there? I don't know what's going on. You're so pretty, but what?
Okay, I didn't notice any of that until the one-on-one, and her eyes were like just like bloop, whoa!
Yeah, that direct-to-camera was weird.
That to me was like, whoa, I didn't notice that before. I thought she was wicked pretty, and then the blue eyes were just like really intense.
She's got an amazing little body and all that.
Yeah, she's super cute. I actually really
Firecracker.
like them. I think they're going to be really fun for the show. How and
I
I
don't
totally
think they're gonna last very long though.
really I kind of disagree with that.
too.
But the only way I would see that is I kind of think Nicole. I'm interested
ruin
to know
it.
about Nicole. Yeah,
I think she'll ruin it. Don't get me wrong, Nani's a good competitor. She's tough and she'll get down and dirty, but I don't think Nicole can do the same.
that'll be
They
interesting
didn't
to see.
compete well tonight.
Well, I mean, we'll talk about Nicole in a little bit, but she says she's seen Nani get twisted on TV and she wants to do it too.
Yeah, she's putting on a little bit of a face for the camera, I think.
That's exactly why she got cast.
Well, legit, because she was beat as hell.
She was doing something, yeah.
All right, now Roxy ain't gonna agree with me, but I love them. The twins, Dario and Raffi, they're from
God.
Are You the One? Now, I hate that they're from Are You the One, because
Yes.
I can't stand that MTV is doing this.
Not just for New Blood or whatever, but for Bloodlines. Why
Yeah.
are we bringing in Are You the One for Bloodlines? It doesn't make sense.
Like, I'm like, is Teen Wolf gonna come in at one point?
Right.
Like, awkward. like,
It was okay for last time because it was so many people that we already didn't. It was everybody else that we knew, but this time we already don't know half the people.
well, because wasn't it? It was like the Real World versus You Are the One. Like, that was the idea.
Are
of
you
it.
the one?
Huh?
Are
Real
you the
World
one?
versus
Is that?
You
that
said
what it is?
you are the one, which is
I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, like, to me, that, all right, fine, if we're going to create a show around that. But then Bloodlines, it's like, there's so many Real Worlders that,
They didn't cast anybody from last season of the Real World. Chicago?
yeah.
Well, did they? Which
Wasn't
season's
it,
Tony
wasn't
from?
it Tony?
Oh, no,
Tony
yeah,
is.
Tony.
No, that's right. Never
Tony
mind.
is. I was actually surprised that
We'll get to him.
Bruno and his brother didn't get picked for this.
Maybe they didn't want to.
They would have been a really interesting
Yeah.
team.
I
to see.
agree.
All right, so then we get Dario and Raffi. What did you guys think of them?
They're too cocky. They're too in themselves. I don't like it. They're like, oh, we're not going to worry about the elimination. I'm just looking at the girl's booty.
That's why I love it. They're
Nah.
just, to me, they're gonna
Nah.
bring They're gonna rile somebody up. I feel like they're gonna cause the most female drama.
They're too
on
tough
the show.
guy. I don't think their mindset is in the right place at all.
I don't care about them one bit. I don't know them because they were on Are You the One? And I'm sorry to say this because I know that a percentage of the population out there is going to kill me, but I can't tell them apart. And when I can't
I
tell
don't think
twins
there's
apart,
anything wrong with that.
I feel
I can
bad.
tell
Tattoos.
what's his name, Thomas, and the other
His
one,
brother,
his brother.
yeah,
Stephen
me
apart
too.
for
Because
sure.
they said the thing about the full face. I was like, cool. I can't tell these guys apart.
The tattoos, they each have it on the opposite shoulder.
Oh.
I just don't know which one's which, but
So you can't
the
tell them
only
apart either.
I just don't remember.
No, personality-wise, I feel like once we start to get them, I feel like we'll.
I don't care. I hope they're
Because I feel like Raffi's gonna be like the nice one. All right, we get Jenna and her cousin Brianna,
yeah.
which Brianna done hooked up with 3 of Jenna's exes.
What kind of a fucking cousin are you? Are you dumb? Don't do that.
That's so weird
You hooked
So
up with your
dangerous. And you bring
families.
her on TV.
to talk about that.
Do you
Well,
know-
that's why the producers were like,
Maybe.
hell yeah!
Do you know what somebody would have to do for me to hook up with one of my ex's cousins? Like, they would have to be like threatening to murder me to force me to do that. You don't do that to family. You don't do that to friends either, but to your family.
Well, okay, you know what? Let's play devil's advocate. One time, if it's like the love of your life, and like I could maybe kind of see
years
something.
later.
Yeah, years, but like 3.
And then to admit it like that, like, hee.
But we passed it now.
Yeah.
We got over it.
And then she was like, "Well, don't sleep with Zach." Like the fact that you even have to say that. I know
And
she was
like,
just
Zach's
joking.
weird.
Well, which he is.
That's why?
In
That's
other
why you're
words,
not gonna
she
sleep
meant
with
to
him?
say Zach's gay.
Yeah.
I like Zach. He's hot. Not gonna lie.
Oh, he's hot.
He's hot.
Maybe you
Girl,
like
he's
him
hot.
personally, like as a personality character on the show.
Like physically.
He called
Yeah.
into the show and called me a lady douche. We fucking hate him. We hate him. He's the worst. Not only that, but Jesse has issues with him too. He's a horrible
man.
person. Did you see what he said last season about women? He was like,
yeah.
they should
The way
stay
they
in the
treat him.
kitchen and beat Adam's rib forever. Like, what a horrible person.
No, when I hated him,
I know.
I hated him in this competition when I forgot what's her name. She had short hair, and they were climbing up dirt or like the desert or something.
Sarah?
Yes. No. No. Sam. I think it was
Oh,
Sam, and
yeah.
he pushed her. And then
Yep.
he got mad this past
Wait,
season.
was that Sam?
Was that her name? And then he got mad because
The lesbian Sam?
Yes.
Yes.
And then he got mad because his partner yelled at him.
Right. That
It's
was
like,
so stupid.
Right, yeah.
He's the
that was
actual
bad.
worst, and
That
it
was
makes
bad.
me
Yeah, we don't
dislike-
hate him. We don't hate anybody.
I hate him. I don't care what you say. You don't have to hate him. And I like Jenna.
Even though he owed my mom $300.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So fine, you're right. We don't hate him. I just think he's not a great person. But I don't understand because Jenna's so cute and sweet, seemingly. So it makes me wonder what's going on there, I have to say.
Boom. Corey and his cousin Mitch, polar opposites. Mitch, it was really sweet how he looks up to Corey, and then Corey started getting emotional over him. Now, I've always liked Corey, and I mean, we know him personally, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I wonder if because he's coming in as the older cousin, he seemed very like aggressive this season, like in
And
people's faces.
Mitch
like,
seems to be the opposite.
Total
And
opposite.
he seems to be very sensitive as well.
I kind of dig this pair. I think that Corey was calling out other people on their shit a little bit, like in his direct to cameras, maybe not to their face. And then when somebody said something about Corey, he immediately brought it to them, like, "Hey, why did you say that He could have easily been like, "Yeah, I banged her. Why'd you say that I had sex with somebody when I didn't? That's rude.
Right.
Like, don't do that." So I like Corey, and Mitch seemed cute. I liked him in Rihanna's little.
Drunk powwow turkey date.
Yeah. Doesn't everybody just want somebody to feed them turkey when they're drunk?
Me. I feel like I am excited to see the growth with these two. Kind of to see what Mitch can also, balance out in Corey, and athletically how they can help each other out. Camila and her baby sister Larissa. This seems explosive.
I love Camilla.
I love her too.
I love
Yeah.
her.
And we're gonna get her in studio because I finally have connected with her.
Obsessed with this relationship.
Me too, but I don't know. I'm kind of nervous. I don't think it's gonna last long because I feel like Camila is so protective of Larissa that it might take her away from the game.
Here's the deal. I completely agree. I'm so nervous for them, and I only think I'm obsessed with it right now because I've had my ups and downs with Camila, but I love what she's doing with her little sister. She's like crying, and she always cries no matter what, but now at least she's crying for somebody else. She's like, nobody messes with my little sister, which is so me when I'm
cute.
drunk, like with my little sister. I'm like, did you say that my
And
little
Sky's
sister?
like, I didn't.
Yes,
Roxy, calm down.
literally. And I feel like that was the relationship. Larissa's like, Camilla, it's okay. Camilla's
You
like,
relax.
it's not okay. Which I love. I'm so excited to see where this goes.
Love it. Who I love personally and would love to hang out with the two of them. Unfortunately, I'm kind of nervous. Is Leroy and his cousin.
Leroy
Candace.
is hilarious.
He used to
I love
host
him.
the show with us. We love him. He's
Yeah.
the best. He gets so screwed every year.
Every year they put him with
And he
some
knows he's like,
crazy part.
damn, dog, like, what I gotta do, Like,
He's the Susan Lucci. He's the Susan Lucci of the channel.
my favorite last was, I think it was last season. He was doing a water challenge. He's like, yeah, like I prepared for this season. I learned how to swim, and I watched a couple
And then-
videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what's her name couldn't? Was it
Oh, who
not Naya?
No, the tall
Yeah.
one that got
It
kicked
was
out.
Naya.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Don't get
funny.
me started on
Yeah,
that.
I feel bad for him, but I think that hopefully Candace has strengths in other ways.
Oh yeah, I'm
Clearly
sure.
not this way.
I'm sure. Otherwise, I think Leroy wouldn't have put her in as a candidate. I mean,
He's
maybe
a trainer, though. Maybe he can get her ass into shape.
I think he
then,
should have
like,
done that before they went on the
Yeah.
That's true. True.
Cara Maria and her cousin Jamie. Don't screw with my cousin. I laughed because they are so Boston.
Boston strong, baby. This was
Like-
the most beantown thing I've ever heard of.
What are they gonna do? They're gonna do that. I'm gonna mess them up.
You gonna mess with my cousin?
Oh, if we bring
Yeah, you
home
gonna
all
mess with
we
my
bring home
cousin?
all that money, our family gonna go crazy.
I love it. I love them, and I love Cara Maria. I think she's the fiercest competitor there is.
One Real World I did not watch.
Sydney.
There was actually two that I've never watched. The Real World Sydney, and then I never watched the what was the island one that they did?
I don't know.
Damn it.
Wait, so you don't know Kellyanne either?
I thought she was somebody else, but I was wrong. But I know the name because she was on the challenge before, right?
I don't remember Kellyanne for shit.
I don't remember her either, but I mean, I
was the-
also smoke a lot of weed and do a
But
whole lot of other.
She was
reality
definitely
shows.
on the challenge before because they said that no other rookies. There was no other two rookies.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
she's been on there before. Who was the girl that had dated before Nani? He had a fling on the challenge, and I could have sworn it was Kellyanne. I might be wrong. but I could have sworn it was her.
Maybe.
And
Can we
I'm
open the chat room up?
Yeah.
Marissa,
I'm like
can you open the chat room
90%
up so I can
it's
look at it? All right. If you guys are in the chat room, if you guys could
I'm
let
gonna
us
sign
know
on
that
to it on my
info.
phone.
Oh, thank you. Christina and her sister Emily. And this is just looks like a hot mess. Then we get Kahutta, his cousin Jill.
I love Kahutta.
Me too. He's one of my favorites.
He's pretty good. He might be small, but he's got a heart. He's got passion, and he's like, nope, we're gonna win. And his partner doesn't seem too shabby either.
No.
Jill, I love him too.
She
and
gave up her wedding.
That's what I was gonna say. Who does that?
crazy, and I just love that they were like, we're gonna do this.
Kahutta, Jill, yeah.
Yeah, and then
No.
people start putting their water on my bucket, and I was like, okay, like that's literally.
At least I'm a win.
Yeah, it's great. Like they're
love
they're
him.
so different than any other characters on the show, so I love them.
We got Thomas and his twin Steven. And then we got Tony and his brother Shane.
Tony is a hot mess.
Whoa.
Oh god.
Yeah, oh
We're
God.
gonna talk about it, but let's get into some of the juice
They're
that we
saying Kahutta dated Kelly Ann.
Yes.
got. Oh, it was Kelly.
was.
What?
Kelly Ann dated Wes and Kahutta. Kelly Ann was on Island and the Ruins.
Island. What island were they? The island.
No, I do remember
Island of
Kelly
Ruins.
Ann and Wes. I feel like I remember that.
So that was Kelly
Kahutta
Ann,
was
and her
after Wes.
last challenge was the Ruins, and that's when she was with him. They were on the same season when they dated, and then she dated Wes.
Boom.
Thanks, guys, in the chat.
Thank
you guys
y'all.
are rocking it. I can't believe how many people are joining us live right now.
We're gonna take call-ins next week because we didn't know it was an hour and a half, and it's just like a whole lot of time. We got to keep it pushing. But we'll take you guys' calls next week, and you guys can chat with us. Kahutta broke up with Nani, and Nani's upset because she feels like Kahutta made her fall for him.
I kind of feel that.
I feel it too.
But she was being really cool to him this episode. I was glad she wasn't full-blown cray-nannying on him.
I
And
think
like,
we'll see that later.
Yeah, probably. Alcohol.
She's sweet, yeah.
We get Corey crushing on Anissa, Camila, and then who was the third one?
Wait, did we talk about Tony and
And
Shane?
Nani.
No,
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh.
And Nani. And then we got Christina flirting with Thomas. And from there he was like, well, look, I'm dating someone. Which, is he still dating Jamie? Are Thomas and Jamie
No,
still dating?
Jamie's the Asian
Yeah.
one, right? No.
So he's not dating her anymore.
I don't think
Alright.
he's been dating
He has a
her
new
for
For a
girlfriend.
while, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
I think he
like
has a new
after
girlfriend.
last.
I think he has a new non-real world related
Yeah.
Well,
girlfriend.
good. That's how we need to keep it. He tells her, but I have a twin. So she goes over to his twin, Steven, and she's flirting with him.
Which,
and
by the way, thirsty. Oh, you're not available? Oh, look at
young.
your twin. Cool.
all right, it was thirsty, but I'm going to give her
But they look
that
alike?
because she was flirting with him. The brother said, well, go to my brother, like, whatever.
So he gave her permission?
You know,
No!
no, listen, because here's what I'm going to say. Here's where it gets crazier. Because if you have twins, right, and one twin says, well, I'm taken, but my brother ain't, she don't know
look
his
like it.
she don't know his personality, so it's like it's based off a visual. My problem is after you've tried to hook up with two guys now, or talk to, or whatever you're doing, you then go to the third guy who has nothing to do with anything.
In all fairness,
He did go up to him. Her.
she didn't go up to Tony. Tony was like, hey, girl, we need to talk. Which is so typical Tony, and I want to sock him
douchebag.
in the face. I don't think he actually is a douchebag. I think
No, I think he's actually a really nice guy. Like,
think
he's a
he's a
good friend,
sweetheart.
not a good relationship.
yeah, I think he's a sweetheart that I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole.
At all.
Like, I would love to be
Might
his
catch
friend,
something.
and I would tell all my girlfriends, have fun
Stay
with him
away.
for one night, never date this man. Ever.
Isn't Madison pregnant?
Yep. But
Madison-
they're broken up.
Madison has his child inside her, and they weren't broken up during
At the
this.
time.
And
Crazy.
she found out about Christina, and she said, see ya.
P.S. How did he start his relationship with Madison? He was cheating on
hooking
his
up.
girl from home. And how did he start that relationship? Cheating on the other girl. And then who came back to see him in the last season of The
ex.
Real World? Both exes came. And they all three still loved him and wanted him. Like, at the same time. This guy has magic over the vagina. He's like, bippity boppity, come and get me.
Lucky Charm sperm. Like,
Yeah,
that's what
straight
it is.
up. Scary.
All right, so day one, his hormones are raging. He says,
I can't wait for you to
"It's
tell
gonna
me. It
f-
feels
it's
so
gonna
good.
feel so good."
Oh, so good. You little shit. Like, I just want to kill him.
So Shane's starting to get upset, and then we see them in the bathroom. Well, we don't
hear
see
it.
them. We hear it. We hear it.
Or we
Belt
read the
unbuckle.
captions.
Now, we don't know
We didn't
because they can
know.
play them. However, we do know because
Christina
she
said it.
confirmed it. And this mofo is out
Said
here
no.
lying.
Yep.
He's talking about, Tony out here talking about, we did not hook up, and then tries to blame the producers. I know how y'all make it look. And the thing is it's funny that they even added that in there because it's like,
Honey, you went to the bathroom with her.
yeah.
They made it look like what?
Because you didn't have to go to the bathroom with her.
Or pin her up against that fence. Or say to her, it's going to feel so good.
God, it's going to feel so good.
Ugh. People are saying, Justin says, I wish Madison and her sister were on this. That would have been bomb.
Yeah, but
They wouldn't have lasted long.
yeah.
Yeah,
She would have cried.
I agree.
So Christina's sister Emily was so cute. She was crying because she said, I'm just hurt that everyone's going to think you're a slut.
But you want to know what? This is my favorite thing that people say. Because I know that you're not like that. That you're.
But
this
they
isn't
really
you.
are. Nicole
Honey,
said the same thing about Nani.
Right. Like, you just watched your sister.
And Shane said the same thing about
Tony. You just watched your sibling do something. So at some point, you are what you do. So you can no longer not be X, Y, or Z if you keep doing that. She went from one guy to his twin to another guy, said, I would never hook up with you, you have a girlfriend, to 30 seconds later being in a closet with him. Like, you did that, so you are that.
And I like Shane. Shane put him in his place.
Oh.
He's like, you done
Love
effed up.
Shane.
I think he's a lot more level-headed. He's not as tempered. He's not hot-headed. He's like, dude, come on, this is a game.
Completely
Let's
agree.
Shane
Get
was
it
my
together.
favorite. Shane
Yeah,
was
I
my
love
favorite
him.
tonight by far.
Oh my God, Jake Velasquez in the chat says Madison's sister was tweeting all about Tony. I need somebody to tell us what she said.
Yes,
Look it up, look it
spill
up.
some tea.
Tell
What's
us
going
what.
on? Jesse, go on to the vampire. Get out of here. Why am I even
Yeah,
reading
but Jesse, you want to know what they said earlier that was valid? They want your voice.
Oh, we're gonna get Steamer back. Don't worry. All right, but so before we get to that, Camila wants to talk to Tony, and because apparently Tony had said to Camila's sister Larissa that she was too short and she wasn't going to be able
She's
to
weak.
do the challenge because she's weak.
All right. I honestly don't like Tony right now, but I don't think he said that.
I don't think so either. I
Because
think
we
he
would've
probably
saw
joked
it.
about her height, maybe like,
That's
oh,
what he
you're a little
said.
shorty, you're a
That's-
little shorty,
yeah.
and she took it.
As it's way too offensive. That's what he said. He said, some people don't get my sarcasm. And I was joking around.
But he said that in a director camera. He should have looked at her and said,
But I
I'm
kind of
so
feel
sorry.
like he might have because she tried to calm her sister down.
Yeah, but why wouldn't he just say, oh my God, I'm so sorry if that offended you. I was just making like a joke because you're a little small person. I think that it's awesome. Go kick butt, girl. He didn't play anything down. Everything he was like, what?
He got so
And that's
defensive.
why Shane even said, bro, you look like you were going to hit her. Like, even if you don't hit a woman, you don't get in a woman's face like that.
Absolutely not.
Are you kidding me?
I loved Shane. He said, you were wrong for speaking to a woman like that. He said, the girls were playing a game. And Shane said, it's a fucking game. It's a mind
It's true.
game.
This
It's
is
a
my
mind game,
favorite.
a physical
Yep.
game.
Best line of the episode.
You're playing it, and you're giving the girls what they want. I wrote LMAO. I love Shane. Walk a straight line. You're drunk, and then it went into this whole drop your pride, own your shit.
What is this
the
sobriety
argument.
test that they're doing on each other? You walk, bro. You walk, bro. I walk 3 straight lines. Look at me. I'm Vogue.
Well, Shane
I
was
love
just
you.
doing it because he's looking at Tony like, you're fucking crazy.
No, he
Like,
reminded
Get
me
it
of me
together.
in that moment. Like, I would do the same thing. Like, watch me walk a straight line. Like, what?
And so then Tony like choke slams Shane against the wall, and they start fighting, and that was really intense. But I did love how quickly they made up after that, like that, because that's how me and my brother, you would think like we ain't never gonna talk to each other after
And
an
in 5
argument.
minutes, boom, shit.
Oh my
had it
God,
in
are
here,
you kidding me? I've been coming down. My mom too. I'd be like,
Yeah.
you'd see my family, you would be like, where am I?
I agree, but I think it is messed up how he threw him against that wall.
For
and, like, it's so
sure.
much bigger. This is his big brother. You don't do that as the bigger sibling. You don't do that as a sibling in general, but I thought that was really messed up. And it was so sad when
such a
Shane
girl.
looks and said, that's how I feel. When Shane looks and said, my brother's never laid a hand on me before.
This is the closest, yeah.
This is
Yeah.
the closest he ever. I kind of didn't believe it.
Really?
Yeah.
I actually believed it.
I think he would have said something.
Because remember the real world, the gay comment was Bruno and his brother were the ones that never got along. But Tony and Shane, remember Tony actually helped Bruno, like, no, like my
Be
little brother's
comfortable.
gay.
Yeah.
And like Tony and Shane have been really close growing up, so I actually do believe
You
that.
think this house just really got to him so quick? Oy.
We get to the water battle where they have to fill up these buckets for 10 minutes. The women went first, and I was just dying at poor Leroy's cousin because...
She even knew it. She's like, man, Leroy's going to be so mad at me. I got to get up this hill. Ay, ay, ay.
It was bad.
It was really bad. But within that, I loved when the guys started going. The girl, who was it?
Kellyanne and then Cara Marie
started realizing, like, wait a minute, the teams that have, because poor Leroy, he's like, this shit ain't fair. Like, all the guys are gonna get to go, all the girls are gonna get to go. My homegirl ain't even doing nothing over here. My cousin ain't doing nothing. I just want to know, like, at this point, what do you guys think as far as the challenges? So we get to the bottom of the challenge. We get to Jenna and Brianna. They lost. They have to go to the pit. The winners were Kahutta and Jill. They have to choose a team with a female on it because it's a female challenge, right? Kahutta and Jill want to put Leroy and her cousin in. I thought they were going to do that, and I'm so glad that they didn't.
Oh yeah, I would have made the same choice.
Right. We see Christina and Emily versus...
It would make a stupid enemy. That would have been bad.
Jenna and Brianna. We got a whole bunch of club hooking ups and whatnot. That was fun and interesting with Mitch and the turkey and whatnot. You talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
And then Corey versus Vince.
That was just dumb.
And again, kind of what Roxy said. The fact that he kind of called him out and was like, bro, like, why are you talking shit?
Totally legit.
And then we got to the pit. Jenna versus Christina. It was called End of My Rope. So basically, this is kind of cool that the pit, you have to pick one person, and then if that person loses, you both have to.
So is that going to be for every elimination?
Yeah.
One
Until
one,
it's not.
Until
So
they
next
switch
time it's
it.
guys.
And so they had to get these ropes off of these pole things and then clip it. And I really thought, I don't know why I wanted Christina to win this for some reason. I was rooting for her for some reason.
In the beginning,
and I'm irritated about it because I don't know why.
Same thing. And I was like, go girl, you do it. And then I was like, wait, I don't even care about
I had to
you.
remind myself, like, wait, what do I have against Jenna that I don't want Jenna to win?
Yeah, it was weird. I totally, I don't know why.
I was for Jenna, but then Christina was like, 1.
It was because she was so...
And I was like, oh man, all right,
4.
go. Like, all right, like people are gonna underestimate you, and then hey, I'm probably as short as she is, and I probably would have had a hard time doing that same
and
thing
that's
too.
what it was.
It was so much her height. When it got to that point, she couldn't. I don't think physically, if she was there for 2 hours, she could have done it.
I know. Well, Jenna and Brianna win. And on that note, let's head into predictions.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
The whole thing with the teaming up of the guy and girl and everybody putting everything in Kahuta's bucket. Do you feel like that's a prediction for this season?
Yep.
You think that all the guy-girl teams are going to pair up?
No,
I think they're going to try to,
already...
but then I think the guys, like Johnny and them, are going to be like...
Oh yeah, that already started a rival.
Yep.
And that was all Cara Marie.
What are you guys thinking? The Bloodlines against each other.
I think
I like it.
I don't like that because then I think people are going to try to throw competitions because they're going to want their bloodline to win, like especially siblings.
Oh, so they know they'll get a cut of the money?
Yeah, not
That's
just
an
because of
alliance,
that, but
though.
I would let my little sister win because I love her more than I love myself. So like, I just think we're going to start to see that, or if not, that's...
$350,000. First of all, I would never let my brother win that because I would know how to give him the amount of money that he needs.
Right,
my brother would blow that in.
Yeah,
In
maybe.
a hot second.
I'm more interested to see Abram, Zach, and
CT.
CT. I know.
And the fact that
CT.
Abram's pissed at what's her name?
Cara Marie.
Yeah.
And it looked like she was hooking up with Tom.
Yeah. No, I thought that she was hooking up with. Wait, who?
No, it looked like Tom massaging him,
In
right?
the
no,
back,
Kahutta.
right?
It looked like Kahutta.
It was either Tom or I couldn't. It
think it
looked
was
like the
Tom.
white boy with the curl
I
in the
thought she was
back of the
hooking up
bus.
with Kahutta.
Ooh, what do y'all think? Leave it.
Kahuta's stuck on... No, he's not stuck on Nani. Nani's stuck on him.
Yeah.
And then we got Camila versus Bananas, which they usually always
Yeah.
kind of have something.
But I feel they're more of like a friend. I get the friend vibe. I feel if it's gonna be romantic, it's gonna be with Nani, how she was last season. Like,
But no, what I'm saying about that is like I'm interested because remember when who screwed Johnny over?
Sarah.
That one with George, Sarah. So
Sarah.
I'm wondering if that's going to kind of happen this time, and you were so
did
rah
screw
rah against. You got to stand up for your friends.
Right.
It's a competition.
Who do you want to win? Who's your favorite team so far?
I like Bananas.
Bananas.
I like Leroy. I just don't think he's got the help that he should have. I like Kahutta.
So those are your three?
I always love Cara Maria, so Cara Maria and Jamie. I am definitely in on Kahada and Jill. I love Nani and Nicole. I like Bananas too, though.
I would have to go with.
Leroy. Oh,
I love Kahada and Jill, Leroy and his cousin, but I don't. I'm kind of nervous. I'm rooting for Corey and Mitch, honestly, because I just really like the balance
I like
of them
that.
as friendship, like family, and they're so different.
And you never know, that can get them through.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And just they're so yin and yang. That's going to be interesting.
They're
to
all
me.
saying it was Tom that she was hooking up with, by the way. You guys are right.
Boom. But I also am rooting for
weird.
Nani and Nicole. All right, we want to thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry we had to cut the show so short, but you guys will be able to call in next week, and we will be back at our regularly scheduled time. But until then, hit us up at AfterBuzz TV on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You guys can tweet me everywhere at DJ Jesse J.
You guys can tweet me at _Paulina Aguilar and find me on Instagram at Paulina M. Aguilar.
You can find me everywhere at Roxy Striar. Thanks for chatting with me live. We'll be checking it every week.
Yes, leave your comments down below. Till next week, same time, same place. Peace!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.